Okay, we're live.
Good afternoon. My name is Shelby Tisla. I am one of the administrative coordinators at the Albany County Land Bank. It is 4:10 p.m. on Wednesday, August 12th, 2026. We are calling to order a meeting of the Land Bank's Community Engagement Committee, and we are holding this meeting remotely per New York State open meeting laws. This meeting is available on the Land Bank's YouTube channel, listening and viewing. Today on the call, participating in the committee, we have the following board members: Mark Bob Simple and Charlie Tui. Absent from the meeting are Leticia Alexander and Joseph Stephen Graves. From the Land Bank staff, we have joining us myself, Shelby Tisla, Sean McGuire, Lynette Territz, Susan Baker, Lillian Futch, Jason Chicoine, and Nancy Mayu. The agenda has been circulated to the committee members, in which contains 5 items. The first item is to review the minutes, but since we don't have a quorum, we'll have to...
So since we don't have a quorum, all actions requiring committee approval will be taken to the full board, so no action will be taken today.
So no action will be taken today for the minutes, and it'll be taken to the full board. Thank you, Lynette.
Yeah, thank you.
That being said, we're going to move on to new business, which is item 3A, and that reviewing the confirmed purpose and scope. So I'm going to read over something that we have put together, and then I'll just ask if we have any questions or concerns. So the Community Engagement Committee was established to support the Land Bank's mission to foster equitable neighborhood revitalization and expand opportunities for residents throughout Albany County. It ensures that the Land Bank's outreach, communication, and engagement activities are inclusive, accessible, and effective for all members of the community, especially those who have been disproportionately harmed by historic and ongoing public policies, private practices, and market dynamics that have contributed to disinvestment, discrimination, and distress. Is there any questions or concerns in confirming that purpose and scope for this committee?
Can you just read that last part? Is the last?
Yep. So the last part is, it ensures that the Land Bank's outreach, communication, and engagement activities are inclusive, accessible, and effective for all members of the community, especially those who have been disproportionately harmed by historic and ongoing public policies, private practices, and market dynamics that have contributed to disinvestment, discrimination, and distress.
Sounds good to me. Should we have to say anything about Albany County? The residents
Like
of
in,
Albany?
yeah, so it starts with establish to support. So I'll read the first sentence once more. So the Community Engagement Committee is established to support the Land Bank's mission to foster equitable neighborhood revitalization and expand opportunities for residents throughout Albany County. So we do mention it on the first line.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
That
Good.
sounds good.
Charlie, do you have questions or concerns or statements?
Charlie, are you there?
I am. I have no questions or concerns.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good. If neither of you have any questions or concerns, we'll move on to the second item under item 3, which is establishing initial priorities for the committee. Knowing the purpose and scope, is there any priorities that either of you would like to discuss?
Well, to me, the overarching priorities are, creating new homeowners, providing new homeownership, and developing contractors, helping people start up their businesses. Those are the 2 things that I wish we could do more of.
Yeah, I agree with that. Especially the contractors. but, sticking with the purpose, the access and communication piece, I think also we want to make sure that we're getting out there and we're doing a little bit more activity. If you want to talk
Yeah.
about priority, you know?
Yeah.
But-
Perfect.
But I
Thank
do
you, Vanessa.
want to move the, like, even if we come out, the Center for Law and Justice, they have a called connection, and the connection is basically variety of services that people can, but maybe we have a handbook or some sort of list of various contractors, especially if they're minority contractors. I don't know if that list exists, but that should be some sort of priority, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so, Mark, we've been trying to assemble a list as we've been in contact with various contractors, but we do need help with that. We need help expanding that list. And so, for instance, we have 3 RFPs that are active right now. And we've, sent them to everyone on our list. We've posted them on the New York State Contractor Portal and our website. But we're having a challenging time really reaching those small contractors, minority, women, business-owned contractors. So that's where we'd love for the Community Engagement Committee to help us identify where else we need to be, or whom else we should be reaching out to make sure that people are aware of the opportunities that the land bank has.
You share that,
Yeah.
send that list to us, so that it might pique our imagination, say, oh, I remember this guy, and then that'll make me think of somebody else. So the committee members should have a copy of the list you just referred to, that you're sending out, because that'll
We
give
can
us
do that.
baseline,
Yeah, we can segment our list. And
This is what we got so far. Oh, I know 2 more, or, gee, I didn't know that one. So yes, mysterious list, just get it to the committee members.
Okay, we can definitely do that.
Thank you.
That's a great idea. But also, is there like a requirement that they have to have, like, can we also create for the list, they have to be insured, they have to be licensed, they have, you know what I mean? Should we create something like that? So, because I don't want to be recommending people that are not, insured and licensed. Does that make sense?
No, they're required to be licensed wherever applicable and insured, because they have to be able to add the land bank as an additional insured. We'd also like to see, like, if they have a portfolio or even references, so we can see the quality of their work. But for the most part, bare minimum, they have to be licensed and insured.
Okay, thank you for that. That's great. Yes, if we get the list, we could go from there. But yes.
Okay.
Great. Thank you. That being said, we're moving on to item 3B, which is discussing upcoming community engagement events. So we have one coming up in Arbor Hill, and that's within the Albany Public Library, Arbor Hill and West Hill Library, and that's a community engagement event where we're trying to, the vibe of it is really like talking at the dinner table, where we invite community members to just come have some spaghetti with us, and then we'll just have like a discussion.
Yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about the land bank, but also open it up to the community. It'll be more in the form of like a listening session, so they can tell us what they want to see. Right now, we're focused on building affordable housing, but we also know that in order to attract, new residents to the area, we have to provide, ensure that there are other services as well. So just getting more of a, their feedback on what they would like to see in their neighborhood. So we're like Shelby said, we're actually partnering with the mayor's office on this, but we're going to approach it as like, come to dinner, have dinner with the land bank, so that we can talk, also go over some of the projects that we have coming down the pipeline, promote 360 Sheridan, which will be available September, as well as just talk about the land bank, what resources we provide, and how we can partner. So that's going to be on the August 26th, that Shelby mentioned.
Yeah.
Where is it? At the library?
Yep, it's at the public library in Arbor Hill.
The Arbor Hill Library? Yeah, what time?
It's at 6.
Oh, nice. Okay, August 26th. Yeah, great. How was the feedback at Juneteenth? Did you get any customer feedback on Juneteenth?
Oh, yeah. I'll say that at least for me, the most exciting feedback was how folks enjoyed that we had like an activity to do at our tabling for children. So that was an opportunity for adults to have like conversation with us while their kids were coloring in birdhouses in the back. I say for me, I don't know about the team, but that was like our most, like our strongest feedback that they really appreciated. And so a lot of folks were walking around with their birdhouses and they were like, perfect, like we actually want to like just sit down and just hang out for a little. So even some parents even like let their kids back, like kept their kids for a bit while they walked around. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. And we also engaged with about 100 people at the event. So we had people sign up for a mailing list. We provided them with information about, who the land bank is, what we do, upcoming projects again. And we had some people sign up who are interested, first-time home buyers. So we believe that was a real success. We got a lot of positive feedback, especially from the South End Neighborhood Association. Joanne Morton was there also, and she was very, very happy that we were there.
Also, Sean had an idea for a map-based system to ask people their opinions on what they want to see more of in their neighborhoods. So we're adopting that model for the library session as well, just to see what people can note that they want to see in their neighborhood.
And we hope you guys can make it because it's fun. Like we're doing the same idea, but it's going to be a lot more, well, not that it wasn't fun, but it will be a lot more fun and interactive. But also I think that Juneteenth event was great because we sat down and reviewed it afterwards, and we recognized like what we want our purpose to be like in these spaces as well. Obviously, we want to promote the land bank is doing, but we also want to have a good relationship with the community. So it was nice because it was a lot more genuine connections during that event, which is important to us.
Make sure you send this event notice to all the board members so they know that about August 26th at 6 o'clock at Arbor Hill Library. I just wrote it down.
Yep. We just finished the flyer today. We just confirmed the flyer today, so it'll be out for sure. And then we also have 360 Sheridan open house coming soon. We don't have a date and time set for that, but that's also another community engagement event that's coming up. I know that Sean was at the Beverwick Neighborhood Association meeting yesterday. And then, yeah, like how you mentioned, we tabled that Juneteenth. But we're also in the midst of finalizing our social media marketing kind of junior person, and that will help lighten the load in terms of just marketing. That way we'll be able to be more out in the community, and it'll actually be reflected communication-wise throughout our social media pages. So that'll help a lot too.
Do you ever go to a CADA meeting, Council of Albany Neighborhoods? Are they still meeting?
I
Cana?
believe they are, yeah, and we talked about attending. Did he go? Yeah, Sean actually attended the last one.
So, that's another outreach thing, right?
Mhm.
Ideally, it's supposed to represent other neighborhood groups, and then you can go talk to each neighborhood group.
Mhm.
Um,
So we're definitely trying to make the rounds and try to connect with as many, different neighborhood groups as we can.
another,
Well,
can you hear
it's
me?
a big, go ahead.
Yes,
Um, another idea, maybe you could partner with the, Alice Moore Center, Black Arts Culture Center, and do I'm going back to the contractors. I'm thinking that
mhm,
maybe we could host um, you know how they have the Black Expo for different
mhm.
Black, businesses? Maybe we try to do like, come and do like an expo of all the different contractors so that people could come and host, like, I mean, we could partner with the culture center to do this event where people come in and meet contractors. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's similar to, it sounds, recently the city did something like that for, MWBE contractors, and we actually tabled at that event. That was in Washington Park a few months ago, and they
Oh,
had,
really?
yes, they had vendors. We were one of the vendors there, and they had, interested, contractors, come through, walk through, and actually meet with some of the vendors. So we were able to make some connections there also.
And is that specific, it was just for what type of contractors?
MWBE
Oh, okay.
contractors.
And how many people you think attended that?
Yeah. Yeah, so I think we met with about 10 to 15, but overall, there might have been 40 or 50
Okay.
contractors who went through and varied from different, different trades, so it wasn't all construction.
Got
But
it.
yeah, I mean, that is definitely something we can explore, maybe like a contractor expo, or even participate in one that's coming up, if you know of any.
Yeah, because that'll be in my head like another way to connect with them. Like if we put a call for contractors to
Mm-hmm.
be at this expo, and then it will be both. It will help us, right? Um, I also that Juneteenth update. If we could mention that in the board meeting, because I think that's great. 100 people. That's amazing.
Right,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we
yeah,
can
great.
definitely do that.
Great.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Thank you both and Mark for that suggestion. We'll definitely look into that because I don't think we've explored. Obviously, we've been to conferences and expos, but we didn't consider contractor. So thank you for that.
Yeah, and I guess the challenge with that would be just communicating even that event, and how do we go about, really communicating effectively to make sure that we reach our target audience, if that makes sense.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay?
So we're going to move on to item 4A, which is discussing new community members. And I have a few notes from last committee's meeting, since this is old business, sorry. So just to say it again in case you missed it. But since we're discussing the new community members, and that was discussed from our meeting back in April, I just have a few notes from that meeting just so that we can refresh our memories. So during April's meeting, the committee discussed taking additional steps to reach individuals and communities disproportionately harmed by historic and ongoing public policies, private practices, and market dynamics that have contributed to disinvestment, discrimination, and distress. Sean requested that the committee members provide introductions to community members who can provide feedback on these items. It was suggested that the land bank be available for community members who have an audience established through their podcast. So is there any updates from committee members that they would like to share? If they know of any podcasts, like any updates on that area? Sean had got on
The Albany County Executive.
yes, Albany County Executive Podcast. There is an episode out with Sean on there as a guest. But is there any updates on any other podcasts? Because I know that was mentioned last time.
Not from my end, but I was supposed to follow up with some new members. I just need to still do that. I gotta reach out to Sean to get those names and information again. But
I can send that to you, Mark.
huh?
I can send that information to you. You're saying about the new board members?
Oh yeah, the board or committee members, yes. I would love, and maybe this expo that I'm thinking, I would also love to kind of like talk to some of these contractors, because, and not only contractors, maybe homeowners, because I know like everyone always calls me for everything, and there's always like, what are your needs? You know, so I know a few contractors, but I know like for the homeowners, like right now, contractors, like electricians, I know some people are looking for some electricians, and it's like they're overbooked. Like you know, so I would love to like bring them together and talk to them about what are they seeing out there? What are some of the issues? What are their needs? That would be great if we could help them, and then they could in turn help us in a sense, because it's about the homeowner and you know, and making stuff equitable. But I would love, maybe that could also be part of the the expo. Like we can have a conversation. Because sometimes these folks are busy and they're not able to like see a podcast, or maybe we could just host our own podcast. Um, you know, or not, it doesn't even have to be a podcast. It could be, I know some guys with a mic and stuff. Maybe we could have like an interview with some folks and have it on our website so people have access to it. So I would love to sit down with you guys and see if we could pull that. But I know that that's so important though. It's so important. But that's all I really have on that. So.
Alrighty, sounds good. Thank you. We took notes on that, so we can definitely explore that a bit. And then the second point that was addressed during our last committee meeting, our second and last point was, so we were trying to identify committee members who would be well suited to join the committee based on a mutual interest in the land bank's mission, their personal and professional experience, and their connections within and across the communities we serve. Sean, during that meeting, suggested that the committee began to identify community members that would be ideal to serve on the committee based on their involvement and experience with neighborhoods, experience high vacancy, tax delinquency, and housing instability. So is there any updates that committee members would like to share in terms of identifying community members that would be well suited to join the committee?
What happened to the two names that Sean and I were chasing? The guy with starts with a D, and then there was a woman who wanted to be involved?
I think those might have been the individuals that Sean had referred to Mark that will resend their contact information for.
Mark, are you aware of those two people?
Yes, yes, I just need their information again.
Okay. Good,
And we'll
okay.
make sure that Sean resends that to you. But are there any other individuals that you believe would be well suited for the committee?
Say that one more time?
If there are any other individuals that you would recommend we reach out to join the committee, other than those two that Sean will send you the information for?
I think they are, but I think a lot of those people, I think we just start with those two. I think a lot of people are really, really busy, so I just have to really reach out back again with those two, and then and if we don't get anywhere, then we could come back to the table, but let's
Okay.
do that.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Sounds good. Alrighty. That was the last item for this agenda. And so if there's no further business, and if no one wants to add any more comments, this meeting should be adjourned. So I'll give you both the opportunity to add anything if you'd like.
I'm good.
Okay. And
Sounds good.
Mark, are we all set?
Yes, we are. I'm sorry, I keep
Okay.
talking I keep muting myself.
Oh, that's okay. I know you're driving. But yeah, and then we can reach out to you offline, Mark, to connect.
Yes,
That you can stop by the office and, and we can have further conversations about this.
yes.
Okay.
Perfect. All right. Thank you both for joining today's meeting. This meeting is adjourned at 4:37 p.m. Again, thank you both. Have a beautiful